The Qatar Masters Open 2014 played between November 25th and December 5th, 2014. The strongest rated Open tournament ever. It's my understanding in the history of the world. Huge field. Former world champions, dozens and dozens of GMs all over the world. South America, United States, Europe, even all the big players in Russia, including Vladimir Kramnik, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, big players from China, you name it. It's a great tournament. Don't miss any of the action. Games coming up. And here are the final standings for Qatar Masters Open 2014. Won by Yang Yi from China with 7.5 points. Second place, Adishgiri and Kramnik in third place. Kramnik got third place on tie breaks. Quite a field here. Number 7, Salam from United Arab Emirates played a great game. You can see on the right there, he's almost 200 points above his rating. Wang Yi, who won it, played over 2,900 points, rating points in performance rating. Absolutely amazing. Vachier-Lagrave, 9th. John Vacheski, world-class player. And I also want to mention my buddy, Sammy Shanklin. Got 11th place. Did really well. Over 2,700 performance rating. Real proud of him. Got 6 points out of 9. Great showing for Sammy. Sammy, I tell you, really does his homework. He comes well prepared. And you see the rest of the field, Mosazian, Akopian, and all the rest. Great field. Great tournament. Congratulations to Yang Yi from China. Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Well, this is it. Round 9, the last round, last game of the Qatar Masters Open 2014. If Vladimir Kramnik, who's playing black, draws or wins, he wins the championship. If Yang Yi wins, he wins the championship. So a lot at stake here. $25,000 first place. Yang Yi is white. Vladimir Kramnik, who needs no introduction in the chess world, former world champion, is black. It's going to be a Berlin. There's a bunch of different kinds of Berlins, but of course it's Kramnik, of course. They made the Berlin popular, so he certainly knows what he's doing here. Bishop takes, C takes, knight. If the knight had taken, queen of d4, and you lose a piece. Because of the mate. That's a trap in the Berlin because of the mate here. Bishop e6, white castles. Different kind of Berlin without the trading of the queens you usually see. Again. Okay, castle, excuse me. Knight d7, excuse me. Knight b3, chasing the bishop off. Bishop goes back to b6. Now, Kramnik has played Berlin a million times, and all these world-class players know how to play it, including you. Knight to g5. You move the knight instead of the pawn here, because this pin right here is incredibly annoying. Really freaking annoying. Knight to g5. Bishop takes. Gets rid of the light-squared bishop. Pawn takes. Not as good as c takes, because after castles, queen e7. f6, get rid of the knight. Knight goes back to f3. Now the light squared bishop is gone. Doesn't have to worry about the annoying pin here. And really, if you go to look at it, the so-called good bishop is white's bishop, because he's got a dark squared bishop and his center pawns are on light squares. At least that's the theory. Knight to f8. Interesting move there. Now, the three choices of the computer are all close together. Knight to c5, which I like. Knight to f8 and queen to e7. Knight to f8 was the choice. These guys are all still in theory, believe me. We're only on move 11. They can go 20, 25 moves into Berlin. Knight to d2. Knight e6. He's rerouting the knight. Try to get him on that really good f4 square. That's a good spot for him. Queen checks. g6. Now, Looks really horrible for black's queenside pawns, but not really, to tell you the truth. He's in good shape, but he can always castle queenside if he has to. Queen of D1. Bishop C5. Interesting, though, that he moved the bishop. Queen of D7 are castles where the computer has two choices. Kramnik decided to go bishop C5. Now, he's very well prepared in the Berlin, so there must have been a good reason, and we just don't know what it is yet. Knight to C4. Good spot for that knight. And black chases him off with B5. Where's the knight go? I probably put him on E3. Put him towards the center, but knight to A5 is more than a legitimate move. Now what's going to have to happen is somebody's going to have to babysit this pawn for a while. Queen D7, bishop E3. Computer likes bishop takes or bishop B6. Kramnik picked bishop B6, backed up the bishop. I think what he wants to do is hoping that he'll trade, and then when pawn takes, the knight will be trapped. B4, hoping that black will take and he can get his pawns reconnected again. Castles. Queen D2. So this is pretty standard stuff right now. What to do, as I always say. Computer likes C5. And I also do myself, just to get rid of that weakness. But Kramnik went F5. He's going for it, which is really surprising because if Kramnik draws this game, he wins the tournament with 7.5, I believe he'll have, and wins $25,000. So he's playing fairly aggressively for just needing the draw. And sometimes you'll get that when all you need is a draw to win the tournament, or to draw to be in a really good spot in the tournament. When you start playing for a draw, you play so passively that you end up losing. So I don't know if he was thinking that or not. E takes, G takes. Rook takes should be considered, I think. And after knight B3, queen D6, and tiny advantage for white. Tiny advantage. After G takes, queen to C3, going after that weak pawn. Hits the bishop. Bishop finally takes. Pawn takes. Knight takes. Okay. And this is where I think Kramnik goes wrong. Now, right now, according to the computer off screen, it's almost a 1.5 advantage now for white. Yeah, he's up a pawn, but knight to D4, I think, was the move, according to the computer, that he should have made. That knight coming to D4 is in a really good spot. What he decides to do is go queen to D6. He thought about this for a while because I watched the video. Queen to D6. And immediately it shoots up to almost a 3-point advantage for white. I hate to say this about Vladimir Kramnik, because the guy's a monster. And he's got nerves of steel. Yeah, I think he blew it. If you want knight to D4, after knight takes, E takes. Yeah, it really sucks for black here, but I think he might be able to pull off the draw. But after queen to D6, rook takes, knight takes, F3. He's down 2 full pawns. Now, this gets a little more complicated than you might think with that F3 move. Of course, we all know that he can't take. The pieces just flood in. Rook can come up and over. This queen can come in. This knight. All of a sudden, all the pieces start coordinating. He can't take, so he goes for a trade of queens. And, of course, Kramnik can't do that. He gets his queen closer. Now, sometimes what happens is, say black took here instead. You just move the rook. And now the black pawn ends up as shield for the king. Ends up kind of like a traitor. So he can't take. Knight takes. Now he's down 3 pawns. King to H8. If he had taken instead of king to H8, computer shows king to G2 and then king to H8. The king to h8 is really okay. He's trying to get that rook on g8. g3, cutting that right off. Now, somehow, if black can get the queen to here, it's mate. And there's no light-squared bishop to save it. And none of white's pieces can come back and save. Queen to f7. Here he goes. He's going with a plan. Here, then here. That's why I think he moved the king. Because even if the queen takes, it's still over. Rook a1. Knight g5. Go on the computer here. It says knight to f4. And it says doesn't get the bull off the ice. Whatever the hell that means. Queen takes in that scenario. Queen h4. And, of course, black's busted. But knight to g5 is an interesting move. Rook to a8. Looking to trade down a little bit. Get that queen out of there. Queen to e7. Right now, it's a 7-point advantage for white. I don't think I've ever seen Vladimir Kramnik this far down in score in a game before. h4, kicking the knight. The knight checks. King f1. King h2 is possible, but not a good move. After knight takes f2, it's not good. King. Queen f7 is one of his moves. Rook takes a8 is another one. Kramnik decides to go e4, and the points are just piling up. Queen takes, and that's it. Vladimir Kramnik, former world champion from Russia, monster at chess, resigns. Yang Yi-Yu wins the tournament. And what happened was, you'll see at the beginning of the video, the standings. Kramnik lost on tie breaks to Giri, and so he got third place. So this really cost him a lot, not just money but prestige. Give you an idea what would have happened after that. After rook takes, queen takes, rook, you're up a queen and 4 pawns for a rook, it's over. Queen's got to come back, rook takes, king takes, and that's it, it's over. You're up 4 full pawns. There's no way you can compensate that. So that ends the first annual Qatar Masters Open 2014. It was a hell of a tournament. If you want to see any of the videos for the whole rounds, Danny King and Simon Williams, both from England, were commentating. They did very well. You go to I found the video on livestream.com, and in the search button you put Qatar, G-A-T-A-R, and click it on there, and you'll see all the rounds listed. You can watch it at your leisure. But anyway, that ends the tournament. Congratulations, Yang Yi-Yu. Vlad, well, tough break, buddy. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And I want you all to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.